look terrific.
Well, thank you. Are you feeling better? Did you get over your cold?
Yeah, I just, kidding with you. You brought little gifts for me, did you?
I brought you a gift. I know that you're very busy these days.
Come on, give me the
making
goods.
a movie, and you don't have time to shop. Anyway, I just saw this and I thought of you. I have a line of swimwear with Kmart, and unfortunately, I don't make men's suits yet. I'm talking to Kmart about that.
Where's the gift?
But in the meantime...
Oh, here it is. I'm sorry. Oh. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's,
It's you.
It's just sort of one of those stunned silences that the host occasionally has. Well, the next time I do have a cold, this will come in quite handy. Thank you very much. That's nice. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, I know you're in the
Thank you.
swimsuit business right now.
Yeah,
and you've been in all sorts of businesses. They told me that you started out actually as a delivery, a paper not boy, but paper girl.
Yeah, actually, that was my first real job. I had a paper route for several years.
And how did you get the job?
Well, actually, I always wanted a paper route. It was just one of those things. I just thought it would be a great job. It was one of the few means of employment I could really have at age 11.
Right.
And there was this ad in the paper. It said, "Are you the boy for the job?" And I just was very upset.
Oh, are you the boy for the job?
Are you the boy for the job? I said, "No, but I'm the girl for the job."
Mm-hmm.
So I got the job, and I have to say, it's really helped me business-wise with all my other different business endeavors.
A paper route?
It really is. It teaches you about people, dealing with people, relationships. You have to go door-to-door collecting.
Right.
You're responsible for all that. You have a huge amount of responsibility.
Right.
You got to pay your bill at the end of the month.
True. And you always get that you probably have to deal customer service, too, because undoubtedly you have to come across that house every once in a while, and the guy doesn't want to pay you.
Oh, people would get upset with me. Some of my customers were just wonderful. I did have this one customer's, they were nice, the Piles, but they always...
Oh, the Piles!
That was their name. They always wanted the paper right on the front porch, and they, up this balcony. Mm-hmm. And every day I would try, and I would always miss, and it was so frustrating. And one day, I threw it up there, and it landed perfectly, right by the front door. And I was just so proud of myself. I was just staring at the paper on the front door, and I didn't see this parked truck right in front of me.
Hello! Well, you did your best, and at least it was all in the service to the Piles, anyway.
Yes.
And you are doing, I know you're doing swimsuits now, right?
I am. I'm just, my second collection of swimwear. They're available at Kmart.
Now, is this stuff that you would actually wear?
It's all stuff that I wear and that I love. It's been really fun for me. It's, after all these years of modeling, I'm able to finally use my input, what I've learned, and actually be involved in the whole design process. I work with a design team at Kmart, and together we just work this stuff out. At Kmart.
At Kmart, we can count on people who care. I know the song.
You know, it's people had approached me throughout the years about doing a swimsuit line, and I always declined. I always thought that if I'm going to have my own line, I want to really wear it, for one thing.
Absolutely.
It's got to be great. I just had all these requirements, and I just thought I was too picky. Nobody would be able to put up with me, with all of my demands.
Are you demanding? Are you
I'm
somebody?
very demanding, very demanding. I mean,
What happens when you get mad? Does Kathy...
Usually I don't have to. I mean,
But if she has to.
if I have to, I'll do what it takes. But, yeah, I get my point across.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't think that anybody would be able to live up to my expectations as far as having my own line. But because they're so big and successful, they're able to give me all the quality that I wanted.
Nice.
And
Very nice. Have you had a chance to see this this book Model that came out?
No, but I did.
Yeah, you heard about it.
I have heard about it, and I read a little excerpt about it.
Now, is this? I haven't read it myself, even though I worked in the modeling industry for 20, 30 years. Thank you. What is the gist of it? They kind of lambast the modeling industry, don't they, in this book? They take a few shots.
Well, the only part that I read it was talking about the early 80s, and I began modeling in the early 80s.
Right.
And it was a wild time. It was a really wild time. So from what I read,
Why? What do you mean
sounded
wild?
reasonable. Drugs were really prevalent. People were just a lot crazier. It's a strange profession in the sense that you can make a lot of money in a short amount of time. And I think anytime you have a business like that, there's always that danger.
How old were you when you came into like serious money? I mean, you couldn't have been that old, right?
No, I was quite young.
Are you in your teens?
I was 17 when I first began.
So was it a little freaky to all of a sudden be having a bankroll?
It was weird. I remember I used to take the bus from Santa Barbara to L.A. when I first started working, and I remember I had like a couple $1,000s in my shoe. It was like my first big paycheck, and I hid it in my shoe as I took the bus back home.
Of course.
And
some would go to a bank.
I just thinking, well, I was gonna buy a car, and I just didn't get a chance to go to the bank yet. And I mean, I cashed it. I just wanted to see, what it would look like in real money, and so.
What it would feel like in your foot, much. I'll tell you what, we don't have a lot of time here. We got to go to a commercial here. Now, are you still any good at throwing the newspaper? Because they tell me you can hit from way out. Like if we were to sit right over there.
I don't. It's been a while.
Come on.
Okay.
We're gonna test. This is for the piles wherever they're watching, ladies and gentlemen. She's back in. Oh!
Close.
One last one, and then what? We gotta go. Yo! It's a heartbreaker, folks. We'll do a quick break and be right back with Happy
Hour. In the beginning, so keep your hands at your side. Good, Karen.
We're back. And 2, 3, 4. With Kathy Ireland. Let me ask you something. This is your new workout video. It's called Kathy Ireland here. And wait, do you do it with your mom? Did I read that correctly? Your mom's involved in this?
She's involved in it. I put this together shortly after I gave birth to my son, just out of needing to get back in shape, and it worked out great. My mom was kind of my guinea pig when I was learning how to do the exercises.
Really? You drag mom out there to see if it works, and if she splits the spleen, well, that doesn't work.
Well, actually, I went and I got certified.
And he's bubbling away.
For that very reason, I went and got certified as an aerobics instructor because I didn't want to hurt anybody.
Now, how does one go about getting certified as an aerobics?
Oh, you go through a whole, it's like going back to school. And I hadn't been to school since high school, so it was a lot of work, but it was great. It was a good education. It was fun. So while I was practicing these moves, she would work out with me. She lost 8 pounds in the process. My girlfriend Barrett is in the video too. She's someone who used to drag me to her aerobics classes, and I was a complete spaz trying to keep up with everybody.
Really? Now, you seem like you'd be kind of good at that, but no, huh?
No, I'm athletic. I've always loved sports. Runway modeling was something I could never do. I just couldn't do it. And
were you uncomfortable when you walked down the runway, or?
It's just it's an art, and I guess I just don't. I don't have it. I have small feet, and I'm very tall, and that's my excuse. I don't have the balance, the leverage, and so in aerobics was just something I was completely uncoordinated at. So I just never thought I could do it. But I was taught by a guy named Tim Green, who's wonderful, and he presented it to me in such a fun, kind of easy way that I could do it. And I mean, if I can do it, anybody can do it.
Yeah. Did you lose any weight while you were doing that whole thing?
I got back to my pre-pregnancy weight after.
Boy, I'll say. Now, I'm assuming when I look at this, when you're doing these shoots, is it uncomfortable at all when you're the modeling thing itself? I mean, these are shoots. I mean, when you're out there, do you feel inhibited at all, or do you feel kind of free when the camera's on?
If I don't feel comfortable, I don't do it.
Didn't you have some guy like pushing you one time, a photographer or something, the wrong way?
You know, one thing that I found is when you first start out modeling, that's when people really try to take advantage. They try to see what they can get away with the new girls. And I had this one photographer in particular who was just really pushy, and he was trying to get me to pose topless, and I didn't feel comfortable with it. And he just crossed that line with me. You know, he just was a little too pushy, and I ended up I had to hit him and leave.
Hey, there it is now. He rears back
Yeah,
and
something
fumbling
like
away.
that.
Really? You took a swat at him?
I mean, I'm not a violent person. I'm really not, but he was really begging for it.
Was he French? Come on, my little Gatsby.
No,
Please,
he
look at me. Look at the camera. Please, smile at me.
he was awful, and right after that, I was going to do a fitting, which is when you try clothes on for an upcoming photo shoot, and we were doing a lingerie shoot, and most of the lingerie that I saw looked fine. It looked like things that I would feel comfortable in. It looked like you'd be as covered up as you would be in a bathing suit. So I felt perfectly comfortable, except for one teddy was completely see-through, just completely see-through. And I was so kind of distraught from this episode with this man that I didn't feel like getting in another hassle. So the woman was in the other room on the phone. We were on the 4th floor of this apartment building. The window was open. I thought nobody will notice. I just kind of dropped out the window, and then the next day on the photo shoot, it was there. And I don't know if they found it on the sidewalk. I don't know if they went and bought another one. But the photographer was so understanding. I just said, you know, this is kind of see-through, don't you think? And he said, yes, don't worry about it. You're not wearing that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
But it was embarrassing.
So you avoided another, well.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I didn't have to hit anybody that
Didn't
day,
have to punch
so.
anybody out. Well, she hasn't taken a swat at me, and I couldn't be happier. We'll be right back with Kathy Ireland after this.
Do you have the time to listen to me whine about
We're back with the beautiful, the lovely, the stunning, the unbelievable Kathy Ireland, who sits to my left. Very nice meeting you. I would ask one thing. Can you do it for these people? Can you do it for me? Can you do it for the piles? Sink the paper, Kathy.
All right, I'll give it my best.
I believe we can do this, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go with not a lot of time. Oh!
Okay.
We're getting close.
Getting close.
I feel, well,
Okay.
now we're getting further.
Okay.
Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is the one the piles will remember you. We're running out of papers. Folks, that's going to do it. Come here. That's going to do it from Burbank. We'll say goodnight with Kathy Ireland and so on.